we're talking about the top tips to master the short game, and how actually putting dots all over your golf ball is a game changer. Now, this is actually Short Game Saturday and a short game tip, but actually you're going to see some real improvements for every single club with this. Now, this tip comes from actually a lesson of mine, Dave. This is something he brought to my attention, and I've explored it a little bit more so I can bring this to you. If you think about it this way, right? We've got these dots on the golf ball. Remember that. A lot of people will find, okay, I stand to this golf ball correctly. I chip it good. That wasn't a great chip. That was meant to be like a smooth introduction. We'll start that again, shall we? We'll keep it in here, but we'll start that again. So we stand to this golf ball well, we chip it nicely, and we feel quite confident on the range. We feel like we've got most of the shots. We're happy with the chip and run. We're happy with the flop shot. We're happy with our short game. But I'm going to ask you a question right now, and I want you to comment down below. Where are you putting your attention when you're hitting a chip shot? Is it on the club head? Is it on the ball? Are you more bothered about your technique? And I'm going to tell you the reason why you need to put these dots on your golf ball and concentrate on the dots right now. I found and experimented with this that a lot of golfers are in two aspects. They're number one, they're either too bothered about the technique, where feeling where the club is, are my hands right, am I setting up right, okay, I've got to feel thumbs down, thumbs here, thumbs there, I've got to feel all these aspects to make myself hit the shot. Whilst doing that, you're not actually bothered about the shot that you're doing, you're more bothered about the swing that you're making. That's scenario number one. Scenario number two is a golfer that is really, in a sense, not comfortable with their short game at all. In that space of, okay, I'm not really, I don't really like technical thoughts, I don't really know what to do, rush up to the shot, right, okay, don't really know how to hit it, and hit the ball away. Really kind of to rush that whole scenario. So you've got two ends of the spectrum, someone that's not comfortable, someone that's comfortable but only comfortable working to a set of feelings. I want to offer you now a scenario number three in which I want you to be in. Okay, so you might be wondering, Alex, why have I put these dots all over the club face? Why have I put these dots all over the golf ball? Well, the reason for this is I want these green dots, or whatever colour you choose, whatever colour sticks out to you most, to be your point of focus. Now, if you're teeing off with this golf ball, then hitting a second shot and then got to hit your chip, you can't guarantee that if you put one dot on one side and one dot on the other, a dot's going to be available for you to see. Whereas putting these dots all over the golf ball, no matter where this ball will tend to lie, there'll be one dot that is able for you to see. You'll be able to see this. So I want you to use this mantra. I want you to stand to each and every one of your shots. So whether that be a drive now, whether that be an iron shot, whether that be a chip shot, or whether that be a putt. And I want you to focus on two aspects. The shot that you're about to play. So is it a chip and run? Is it a flop shot? Is it a bunker shot? Is it an iron shot? Is it a driver? And number two, I want you to focus on the dot. Because it's amazing, and I'm a big believer of this. Think of two sports that are individual sports. Yes, I know these sports I'm about to say are sports that are reactive. But why can't we make golf as reactive as possible, okay? Think about it this way. Cricket, we react to whatever the ball does, and our bat finds its place and finds its way to the cricket ball. Tennis, we react to where that ball's being hit from our opponent. We react to it, and we 9 times out of 10 don't have any time to comprehend or any thoughts, and we'll probably hit it much better. You think of the golf, right? The only real scenario where you get this, and please do hit the thumbs up button when you kind of can resonate with this, is when that golfer stands up to a putt and you know that putt's going to go in. We sometimes get that 1 in 3 or 4 rounds. We know we're going to hit a good shot, we get a good feeling, and why that is, I bet you in that scenario you've got no real conscious thought of what's happening in your swing. You trust what you're about to do. You trust what you've done on the range, what you're on the practice ground is going to come through. So that's what I want you to do here. I want your focus to be, once you get over the golf ball, just focusing on those dots. Think of this. If you're going to hammer a nail into the wall, is your attention on what your hand's doing or what the hammer's doing, or is your attention on the nail so you don't hit your thumb? I know where my attention is, right? I know where my attention is, okay? I'm concentrating on that nail, making sure I'm hitting that nail. I'm not bothered about what this motion is, as long as I bring this hammer back to the nail. And our brain's made up to work that way, okay? So I want you to try the same thing, and I would work it this way in your routine. I'll have a few practice swings where I would be a little bit conscious of my technique. So for example, I like to feel thumbs down, thumbs down. That is my great way of getting me out of being very flicky. Okay, I'll have maybe 1, 2 kind of conscious thoughts of that. I have a virtual line here that I would step across. Once I step across that, all I'm concentrating on is one of those dots that's visible. Now there may be a few because of where the ball's gone down the ground, but concentrate on one. Pick out one. That dot is your nail to your hammer, okay? And I can assure you, you will feel a lot more relaxed over the golf ball, you'll feel a lot more fluid, and 9 times out of 10, anytime a golfer feels relaxed and fluid, it will really help them perform better golf shots. And that's why I'm saying to you, it's not just a short game tip this is a tip that's going to help you throughout your game. I really, really mean that. Go back to that hammer and nail analogy. You're focusing on the nail, you're not focusing on the hand or the hammer. And I remember Carl Morris telling me this story of, there was a test actually carried out. I think it was maybe 100 blacksmiths, let's say. Okay, out of those 100 blacksmiths who were really talented, they hit it back and they hit the nail every time, or they hit what they wanted to hit every time, but no one completed the same motion with their hand. No one created the same motion each time, but the hammer found its way back to the nail. I'm going to leave you with that thought and leave you with that on today's video, because I think that's a groundbreaking thought for you to feel. So all you've got to do is get your Sharpie of your favourite colour and simply just put dots all over the golf ball as I have done. Try this when you're practicing. Try this out on the golf course. Come on. Thank you so much for listening. I really do appreciate your support through this. We are back on the golf course next week, so I can't wait for you to join me out there.